Army declares 8 persons wanted over Okwama killings. And on the foreign scene, drivers recover 2 bodies from Baltimore bridge collapse. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome. My name is Chinyere Ikoreke. The new Ochanja roundabout constructed by Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo CFR came alive this morning with placard carrying market men and women from Ochanja markets and residents of Fege, a neighborhood close to Ochanja market. According to the spokesperson, Chief Okudili Obiwanne, they are protesting against the antics of desperate politicians who are sparing no effort in an attempt to discredit the good work that Governor Soludo is doing in Ochanja, Onitsha, Anambra State as a whole. Correspondent Ejike Abana has report.
Chief Obiwanne said that as far as they are concerned, nothing is wrong with the road. He pointed out that the contractor was putting the initial layer of asphalt on the road when the very first major rain in Anambra fell, with the attendant flood unseating the hot asphalt that was yet to settle on the stone base and cement stabilization components that had earlier been compacted on the stretch of road. He stated that as far as they know, nothing happened to warrant the recriminations and campaign of calumny being carried against Soludo and his government. He disclosed that for over 4 decades, subsequent governments have come and gone without thinking of reconstructing or doing any meaningful palliative on the Ochanja road, adding that before now, the road was one dusty, abandoned stretch road that never crossed the previous governor's mind. But within 2 years of Soludo's administration, their story changed in a manner that beat their imagination. He noted that more so, the quality of roads is Julius Berger standard, with street lights to match. The chairman said the people will not tolerate any politician who dares to play dirty politics with their welfare.
Soludo is solution.
The excited market women sang the praises of Governor Soludo as they marched up and down the Ochanja road under construction. Ejike Abana, ABS News.
A one-day meeting on enhancing the global feasibility of made-in-Anambra products has ended with a call on farmers and others in the agro-produce value chain and industry to transition fully into organic farming. The meeting, which was organized by the Anambra State Committee on Export Promotion of the State Ministry of Commerce and Industry, held at the Jerome Udoji Secretariat, Awka. Amaka Chubuzo Okoye was there in our report.
The meeting attracted different federal and state agencies involved in exportation, stakeholders and other dealers as they shared ideas on how to address the different challenges hindering Anambra products from meeting international exportation standards. The one-day meeting had the agenda as to double exports in Anambra for 2024. Addressing the gathering, the acting director of the Commerce Department, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Mrs. Henrietta Basil Iden, who is also the secretary of the Anambra State Committee on Export Promotion, said the meeting was aimed at sensitizing exporters on the best procedures for exportation. Mrs. Basil Ide maintained that the state has been exporting cassava and vegetables, but the present administration is making more efforts on the ground to ensure that more Anambra products meet international standards and become available in the international market.
We educate them, create awareness on the exporting procedures and on what to do to avoid regrets when you're ready for export. In this forum, we advise exporters, farmers especially, not to use pesticide.
Deliberating on how it concerns the Nigerian Customs Service, the State Deputy Controller, Mrs. Elizabeth Ugovu, regretted that some exporters prefer to cut corners and asked them to clear with Customs Service first before approaching border terminals.
We have to work hand in hand to get to that process. And that process, yes, your document, your custom documents will show you, will tell you all about it, because some people are novice in all those aspects.
In our goodwill message, a representative of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, Engineer Fideus Wariboko, told the exporters to represent the state better by ensuring that their products are not only certified but meet international quality and standards, stating that many products are rejected because of the use of pesticides and fertilizers. In the separate species, two members of the committee, Messrs. Mike Mojeke and Darachijoke Okechukwu, disclosed that exporting from Anambra has been so difficult due to lack of information, and advocated a one-stop shop where exporters will easily go and find solutions on how to export easily. In her remarks, the desk officer of the Anambra State Committee on Export Promotion, Dr. Tonia Anyamene, emphasized plans to revitalize the export sector in the state.
Anambra State government has continued to take steps towards implementing environmental preservation techniques and building flood-resilient communities in coastal areas of the state, following a two-day workshop on flood resilience solution organized by the State Fiscal Planning Board in conjunction with Heinrich Boll, a German NGO, and Art.app, an urban planning architectural firm, was on a field visit to selective communities in Anambra East and Anambra West local government areas. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana reports that the field visit became imperative to gain a better appreciation of the subject matter of the workshop, which explore methodologies to pair indigenous knowledge with innovative solutions that ensure environmental preservation of traditional architecture to build flood resilience community in flood-prone areas of the state. His report.
Communities visited include Umuezanam, Miatanam, Nzam, and Umueri. And the visit served as the beginning of the implementation of the resolutions from the workshop. Speaking on the essence of the visit, the chairman of Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board, Barrister Chike Maduekwe, explained that it is to fashion out ways to mitigate flooding in coastal communities in Anambra State to avoid flood disasters. Barrister Maduekwe continued that Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration is deliberate about building a wholesome, livable, and prosperous state, which is why it is already collaborating with United Nations Development Partners, UNDP, to develop a flood-resilient plan for the state.
Once the flood resilience plan is ready, then we will, through sensitization of the communities, teach them what to do, proactive measures to take to ensure that, like I keep saying, you substantially mitigate the negative impact of flooding.
The traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Ben Emeka, stressed that anything that affects Anambra West affects the East, especially Umueri people in the river bank, because the same river Mabala divides them. Just as the traditional ruler of Nzam, Igwe John Ogugwa, recalled that their forefathers saw and survived high-level flooding, which stopped with the construction of Kainji Dam until the recent climate changes, suggesting that government should help by building resilient structures across the coastal communities, though they may be expensive. Eve Nnaji of Adapt, a German urban planning and architectural firm, noted that they are experts in gathering environmental data, saying that part of their major aspiration is to build environmental consciousness and intelligence, pointing out that they have been able to pinpoint from the field visit that it is really about people's safety and not about pushing the flood away. The Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Mr. Tony Collins Wabwanne, who hailed hails from Anambra West, described the initiative as laudable as it ties to Governor Soludo's urban regeneration agenda and harped on the need for proper education, especially for those who are yet to build houses.
There is need for proper education, especially as for those who are yet to build a house, to start thinking of high-rise. You raise the foundation very well. Try to create what Mr. Governor called the urban regeneration, the roof floor, where you can have a relaxation place upstairs when you're building your houses. It makes a lot of sense, and not everything. So you can even get some natural hair and all that.
The Managing Director of Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency, Mr. Mark Okoye, and the Executive Director of Social and Integral Development Center, Ugochi Agalaba Ehiahurike, among others, who were part of the visit, revealed that the visit will engender new ways of doing things in the coastal areas, just as is obtainable in other countries. Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The President General of Mbaku Development Union in Awka North Local Government Area, Mr. Wokoma Chukwu, has distributed the 170 bags of rice donated to the community by notable Anambra philanthropist Sir Emeka Ofo to indigent widows in the town. The 25 kilogram of rice was given to Mbaku community alongside other 176 towns in Anambra State by the philanthropist and founder of Chrome Group, who hails from Orifite in Ekusigo Local Government Area of Anambra State, to mark his 65th birthday on 10th February 2024. Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
The widows who benefited from the largesse in Mbaku were selected from the 7 villages that make up the community. Distributing the bags of rice, the Mbaku President General appreciated Sir Emeka for remembering the poor on his birthday, an act he said should be emulated by other wealthy individuals in the state, especially now that Nigeria is faced with economic crunch, which has continued to cause unnecessary hardships to many families in the country. Mr. Chukwu, while assuring the people of the community of his commitment to ensuring equitable distribution of democracy dividends to the community under his leadership, asked them to always be their brother's keeper and be supportive to the progress and development of Mbaku community. He used the opportunity to appreciate the Transition Committee Chairman of Awka North Local Government Area, Comrade Tangod Anago, the member representing Awka North constituency at the State House of Assembly, Honorable Chimezie Ihune, and Governor Chukwuma Soludo for their various efforts towards putting smiles on the face of Awka North, describing the various interventions of Governor Soludo in the council area as unprecedented in the history of the area, and assured him that the people of Mbaku community and Awka North in general will not forget him, but will continue to accord him all the necessary support his administration deserves.
Onya batani 5 butalebo 170 bags rice. Onya kanje tikuna so onye obuna bia. Emali for obuna ga eme ka we move forward. Na give them the idea.
Some of the widows who spoke to the ABS, including Mrs. Harriet Nonyelo, Mrs. Mabel John, both from Amezike village, and Mrs. Joy and Yemenem from Akamanato village, thanked Sir Emeka for identifying with them, especially now that the hardship is ravaging the country, and prayed that God will replenish him and add more years to his life, even as they thank the President General for representing them well and making sure that they receive the package like their counterparts in other parts of the state.
Go ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike wee chọọ ha mma ka ihe ọbụla ha na-eme ka Chineke na-enye ha ntụziaka n'ihe ọbụla ha na-eme. Ana m ekpekwa ekpere n'isi Emeka Ọfọ bụ onye nyere ụmụ nwaanyị ihe a. Asị m Chineke ebe ọbụla o si wee weta ka Chineke dọbụrụ ọlịa mmaji kwuru mmaji ka ọ gọzikwa ya na ezinụlọ ya bulie ya elu.
On their part, some widows, Mrs. Bernadette Onwebulo from Amam village and Mrs. Nkiruka Robinson from Ameze village, described the leadership of the present Mbaku Town Union as unique and people-oriented, and expressed hope that he will achieve a lot from the Mbaku.
The cultural heritage of a people and the ability to preserve it are necessary for their uniqueness. This was re-emphasized when India Jali in Orumba North local government area celebrated their Ikeji festival in a grand style at Obutioji Palace, Ajali. The festival, which is celebrated to herald the beginning of a new farming season in the community, saw different masquerades and even cultures of their neighboring communities on display. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye tells us more.
It got to the climax when the traditional ruler of the community, Igwe Augustine Wangu, made a royal entrance in the company of other traditional rulers from communities in Orumba North and South local government areas. Performing the kola nut rituals, he prayed to their ancestors to bless their lands for a new farming season so that they would yield bountifully. Igwe Wangu further stated that any nation that cannot feed itself is in trouble because food is a basic human need, stating that the Ajali community has an expanse of land for agriculture and as such should be encouraged to contribute its quota to make food sufficient for Ndi, Anambra and Nigerians in general. He further expressed hope that the move by the traditional institution in the state to rediscover the Igbo culture will yield positive results for the younger generation.
Ukari koko bosi ndi ni no di kuro no na mma o ana me na anya be ndi nne no mu ada anu ta di no opu yes awu ko ndi je America na ho mo ajo cha bata he do wa ho Canada je be Britain kama Japan no so na ta go me kubo no.
Another stakeholder in the community, Mazi Ikenna Oti Oji, explained that during the Ikeji festival, the traditional ruler blesses his subjects for a new lucrative farming season as the community is known as an agrarian community and called on members of the community to be law-abiding, respectful, and to be their brothers' keepers.
For them to go into the new season of farming. So that's what we are doing today. After this, I expect that everybody will be blessed bountifully.
The woman leader of the community, Mrs. Joy Oti, noted that women of the community embraced the celebration to receive their blessings from the throne, while calling on the women to teach their words positive respect of their culture and to participate in all activities of the community.
So anyị ụmụ nwanyị bịara ka anyị gbaa egwu otu anyị si egba egwu ma na-emecha oriri ka e wee kpokọọ Ikeji anyị taa.
Lending his voice, the youth leader of the community, Mr. Chijoke Unaka, asked the youth to shun all social vices that mar their future and embark on agriculture because it is lucrative and yields more dividends. From Ajali, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The Nigerian Army has declared 8 persons wanted in connection with the killings of 17 soldiers in Okwama community in Delta State. The Nigerian Army disclosed this on its official X account today. The persons declared wanted include 7 men and 1 woman. The suspected mastermind of the bloodbath, a militant leader, and his gang member who are currently on the run, seem to have their operational stamping ground at Obotoru, a riverside community in the southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State. However, the Nigerian Army, which has spread its dragnet for the fleeing suspects, went as far as Port Harcourt, River State, to pick up 3 persons last Tuesday in connection with the killings of the soldiers soldiers. So far, the demanding search for the killers of the soldiers in the quiet Okwama has spread to the creeks, hideouts, and communities in Delta State, Bayelsa, River State, and is likely to extend to the other states in the Niger Delta and outside the region if need be, according to the sources. Many believe the killings of the soldiers was beyond the land dispute between Okwama and Okolaba in Bomadi local government area, as insider pointed divergence on oil bunkering. The federal government has declared Friday 29th March and Monday 1st April as public holiday to mark the Good Friday and Easter Monday, respectively. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, urging Christians and all Nigerians in general to emulate the sacrifice and love displayed by Jesus Christ in dying for the redemption of man. In a statement by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Asetu Goga, the minister said that Easter promotes value of love, forgiveness, and compassion, which are essential for social cohesion and harmony. He urged Christians to imbibe these virtues as they are capable of imparting positively on the socio-economic development in Nigeria by fostering unity, reducing conflict, and encouraging cooperation among Nigerians. On the foreign scene, a body of 2 people have been recovered from a red pickup truck which was underwater where the Baltimore Bridge collapsed. The 8 construction workers were on the bridge when the ship struck it, plugging them into the water below. 2 of the workers are rescued on the day, but the search continued for the other 4, all presumed dead. Salvage crew are working to address hazardous materials and accidents. Investigators are on the scene. 4 of the 6 victims of the bridge collapse have been named so far at a news conference. In sports, Finidi George, head coach of the Nigerian Premier Football League side, Eyimba, has stated that he is not losing any sleep over getting the Super Eagles job on a permanent basis. Early this month, the Nigerian Football Federation declared the position of the Super Eagles head coach vacant, following the exit of Portuguese Jose Peseiro, who led the side to a second-place finish at the 2023 African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast in February. In an advertisement on its website calling for applicants with a March deadline, the football governing body stated that the prospective Eagles coach must have proven experience at the elite level of football. The former Ajaxman, who also applied for the job, was appointed Eagles interim coach for the international window, with the former winger picking a win and suffering a defeat. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. On Instagram at ABS Radio TV. On X at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main points again. Onitsha resident has protested against desperate politician maligning Governor Soludo's administration. Anambra State government has vowed to take steps to mitigate impact of flood in coastal communities. Nigerian Army has declared 8 persons wanted over Okwama killings. And on the foreign scene, drivers have recovered 2 bodies in Baltimore Bridge collapse. To end the news, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Thanks for watching. My name is Chinyere Ikorike. Good night.